COVID-19's the first time you've ever been locked down. Put your imaginary Glock down. I say we catch the virus to see who's weak from the top down. 21 District featuring NASA Nova. Mushrooms Production. 21 and NASA Nova. Let's go. Scores.
I don't wanna hear about troops or scores. When they seeing up in the field, the first thing they do is go make calls. Cause fuck that, when I seeing up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers been in those wars, my team's still knocking all of those doors.
So it's gonna be your traditional drill track talking an ultimate amount of crud. Let's go.
I don't wanna hear about troops or scores. When they seeing up in the field, the first thing they do is go make calls. Cause fuck that, when I seeing up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers been in those wars, my team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out all fours. I don't wanna hear about troops or scores. When they're seeing up in the field, the first thing they do is go make calls. Cause fuck that, when I seeing up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers been in those wars, my team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out.
It's a hook. But now these verses better bang.
If gang pull up, it's busting. If they pull on me, I'm ducking. Dug low till I get cold. Any chance we get, bro's gonna block him. Heat lap since back in the day. Push this rack from gun to the state. And if I see them home or away, splash that chug, cause gang on the way.
I think that's a... I think I've caught that reference there.
Gang, gang, gang at the lot. Knife in the chest, no tats like Brock. I can't hate cause gang on the way. Gang, gang, gang at the lot. Knife in the chest, no tats like Brock.
Is that when he says something in the chest, no tats like Brock? Is that a Brock Lesnar reference? I'm probably wrong.
Can't hate from the
Probably wrong.
Run it up straight, we can bang on the spot. Got a pinch for a breach at heels. Bro, stop called myself for the bill. And the L's I take out here when I lose some dust to return to the field. And them scores, cause you'll never see it on the gram. Lad, my young is jacking that 10. Ain't no theories here when we bang. Trust me, got rid of that halfway crook. Envy's a bitch, that man no good. Some days they love, some days they hate. All day I get paid in the book.
I don't wanna hear about trips or scores. When they're seeing up in the field, the first thing they do is go and make calls. Cause fuck that, when I seeing up, I'm rushing fast, no pause.
J-Lex did a solid first verse there. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's a solid first verse. Yeah, it is.
My team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out all fours. I don't wanna hear about trips or scores. When they're seeing up in the field, the first thing they do is go and make calls. Cause fuck that, when I seeing up, I'm...
By the way, that sample in the back, that long drawn out thing in the back, it sounds nice still.
Rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers beating in those wars. My team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out all fours. Come through, get got round these ways. I'ma turn it up, that's no prepaid. If you wanna cop L's, then ace way. Rock up straight to the booth, no delay. If you wanna talk shit, lad, bring your crew. If they back in the shit you say and wanna take trips, I'll take them too. When I'm running, crews coming, we coming to get that juice.
The flow's nice. The flow's... he's nice with the flow.
When the beef gets real like Cardi, got butt drip on the sole of my shoe. It's the link up from that 40 and the 50s, and lad, that's deadly. They all about that gang and taking trips till shit gets heavy. I don't wanna hear about trips or scores. When they're seeing up in the field, the first thing they do is go and make calls.
And because he's the one doing the hook as well, it transitions nicely from the verse straight into the hook. Again, solid second verse as well. I'm not mad at these verses so far.
Cause fuck that, when I seeing up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers beating in those wars. My team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out all fours. I don't wanna hear about trips or scores.
I feel like with this hook though, it don't need to repeat twice. Like hearing it once in between each verse would be enough. You could argue you could have done a thing that you normally hear on remixes where you only play like the first 2 lines of the hook and then you like do the slow down effect and then just bring the next MC in. I wouldn't be mad at either having that hook repeat round twice but then having 2 MCs back to back, or just having the hook played once. Only because otherwise it just makes the hook drawn out. Maybe that's because I don't love this hook. Maybe that's why. If I love this hook, maybe I wouldn't mind hearing it more often. So I don't know, maybe if you do love this hook, the structure of this is perfectly fine. But for me, I don't feel like it needs to play around twice.
When they see it up in the field, the first thing they do is go and make calls. Cause fuck that, when I see it up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers beating in those wars, my team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out on all fours.
No capping, when it comes to action, there ain't no acting. My boys stay active, flicks and sticks, we're packing. Beef in the streets, my G's ain't lacking. That 21-6-1, repping it, been through wars like veterans. Top step up, I'm winning them, push that shake so deep like ching, ching, tip, touch my skeleton. No game playing my district chat.
Man said ching and touch man's skeleton. That is so, you know what, that imagery is cold. That imagery is cold.
I'm winning them, push that shake so deep like ching, ching, tip, touch my skeleton. No game
Push it so deep it touched man's skeleton. Oh.
playing my district chat, that shit, get your dip like biscuits. Stick that in him
Man's treating your body like a digestive. Man said custard creams. Man said get dipped like biscuit. That's I can't tell if that's a shit bar or an amazing bar. It's like so bad it's good. It's like, I don't know, is that bar fire or is that a shit bar? I like it regardless, but man said get dipped like biscuit.
touch my skeleton. No game playing my district chat, that shit, get your dip like biscuits. Stick that in him and twist it, stuff it like car keys with ignitions. Listen, the bang for the gram and hashtags. I bang for the gang, I splash that. We're jump back, gang, they dash that. We ask who wants that smoke, they pass that. We move on ops, we don't fuck with verbals. Bash on ops, black, blue and purple. Put shells through their backs like turtles. Leave ops crying like moaning myrtle. Hashtag facts, no mix up. Pop boy turn rat, that splinter. And if there's beef, moaning myrtle. Hashtag facts, no mix up. Pop boy turn rat, that splinter. And if there's beef,
Boy Turn Rat That Splinter, is that a reference to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
flick up, double tap that, pop, pop, like Insta.
I don't wanna hear about trips or score.
He had some decent wordplay in there, I can't lie. He even said get dipped like biscuit. I love that bar, man.
When they see it up in the field, the first thing they do is go and make calls. Cause fuck that, when I see it up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers beating in those wars, my team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out on all fours. I don't wanna hear about trips or scores. When they see it up in the field, the first thing they do is go and make calls. Cause fuck that, when I see it up, I'm rushing fast, no pause. My soldiers beating in those wars, my team's still knocking all of those doors. My team's still riding out on all fours.
Them ones there. Alright. It's an alright song. I have a few things to say, but there's plenty of things I like as well. This is an alright track. If you love drill, like love drill to your core, you'll probably love this. If you dislike drill, you're probably gonna not like this. Why? Because it is a traditional drill track. It holds all of the ingredients of what drill is, from the production side to then what you're saying, you know, obviously the content in which they're speaking about, dipping this one, hopping out the 4-door that one, taking trips here, there and everywhere. Like, we've heard it before, and that's the gripe that I have, because as I always say, I don't mind people talking about the same subject matter as long as you attack it in a different way. And I feel like although there wasn't, you know what, I'm contradicting myself a little bit, because none of these man put in a bad verse in any way, but none of them really stood out. I guess Nasanova had my favorite verse of the track, in my opinion, but it lacked moments. I don't know, maybe there's a bar in here that just went completely over my head, or maybe I'm getting some of these references wrong, and maybe that's where I'm missing out on some crazy level wordplay bar or whatever. But if you can't do it lyrically, you need to do it in terms of performance, and there was barely any vocal cuts, there was barely any drops. It just kind of floated on this one wavelength the entire way, and as I always talk about, this roller coaster effect, it didn't really have much of that in this song, in my opinion. I mean, for me to walk away from this song, and for me to have the highlight of this song being Get Dipped Like Biscuit, there's levels. Now, I'm not saying every song has to make me jump out of my chair, but when you're trying to do a song like this, I want to be at least screwing my face, and naturally, I'm not doing that too tough in this song. And so, although it's a good track, although it is a nice track, it doesn't hold anything special for me to be like, yo, I remember that track. Like, I'm probably not going to come back to this one. And so how I'm presenting this here may sound very critical, But I will still say this, and I will emphasize this. This is still a decent track. It is an okay track in my opinion. That doesn't mean that you have to like it or dislike it. There's going to be people who absolutely hate it for whatever reason. There's going to be people who absolutely love it. Like, that's just going to be what it is. I'm just not going to lie and say I love this song because it didn't do anything to make me love it. Nor did they really do that much wrong either, to the point where I can start picking apart why it's not the best song in the world. The only two things I could arguably say is, one, it lacked moments, and two, it had too much of a consistent energy. I wanted to hear some dips and drops at different points. Maybe if I listen through again, maybe I'll notice that a bit more, but naturally I just didn't feel that first time around. It's still love to 21 District, still love to Nasanova. I still think they're talented MCs and artists. It's just, this isn't the one that really jumps out for me. But either way, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Feel free to check out my Patreon page. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting. I've just posted up a little rehearsal session that I've filmed yesterday, actually. I'm going to be doing some acoustics. So some songs that you may or may not know. So yeah, I'll post a little sneak preview up on there, so if you want to go check that out, feel free to pledge on Patreon. And if not, thank you for streaming my music, and just thank you for just supporting on the channel as a whole. Massively appreciate the support, people, and thank you for watching all the way through this video. So yeah, appreciate you, man, for watching, and I'll talk to you, man, later.